Today I'm going to speak about teaching speaking skill in a secondary school. First of all, before going to the main topic, let's know what is speaking actually. As Cheney says, speaking is the process of building and sharing meaning through the use of verbal and non-verbal symbols in a variety of contexts. So, while speaking, a speaker produces a speech to show the context, to explain what he is meaning, what he is intended to speak, and what he is intended to explain to their interlocutor. First, what is teaching speaking? While teaching this skill, speakers produce English speech sounds and sound patterns. What it means, like there are several sounds which do not exist in other language, like the they produces. Also, they use word and sentence stress, intonation, and the rhythm. Unlike other types of language or other languages, English is wide in variety of intonation and rhythm, since all the time speakers change their tone of speaking to highlight what they are speaking, or to decrease their voice in order to show that it should be a secret or something else. Next, they select appropriate words and sentences according to the audience, situation, and subject matter. It means speakers should select appropriate topic, taking into consideration the age or level of their audience or listeners, because not all the topics cannot suit the outlook or level of those listeners. Next, organize their thoughts in a meaningful and logical sequence. It means like they shouldn't waste their time by speaking anything. Their speech should mean something. They should respond to the requirements of that topic, and they should mean something to change their opinion or decision of other people. Next, use language as a means of expressing values and judgments. And the last, use the language quickly and confidently. So, how to teach speaking? There are four ways of how to teach this skill. First, communicative language teaching. In this type of teaching, teacher uses interactive methods of teaching while communicating with their students, not only lecturing them, but taking into consideration the ideas and views of their students as well. Next, collaborative learning. It means both teacher and the students learn at the same time simultaneously. Since all the lessons should matter to teacher as well, by increasing their own language skills, not only speaking but other skills as well. Real life situations. In this type of teaching, teacher provides only non-authentic materials, which means came from real life situations, because it can help students to encourage them to learn more and motivate them to get grabbed and to get entertained from their lessons. And the last, work in pairs and groups. In this type of teaching, mostly students play the main role, because they work collaboratively between each other. There are two types of speech. First is prepared and the other is unprepared speech. In prepared speech, teacher plans all the speech, all the bullet points, what he is or she is going to provide students with. Before the lesson, they plan everything according to the minutes, according to the stages of the lesson as well. In this case, teacher will not get confused while conducting their lesson. However, unprepared speech as well is also very crucial in speaking, since in this case all the teachers or students should improvise what they are speaking, what they are telling, or what they are retelling. And this can boost the confidence of them, and in this case they speak on a subject suggested by the teacher. For example, while a teacher provides one example or one exercise to the whole class, students should speak on that subject matter, not going out of the topic. Next, speak on the text read. For example, teacher provides a reading passage for the whole class, and after reading this, students should show their ideas, explain what they have understood from the reading passage, which means unprepared speech. And this all comes from their mind, comes from what they have read before. Next, discuss problems touched upon in the text read or heard. While it means like debating or discussing those problems or those questions which are provided in the reading passage or reading text. And the last, help a foreigner, for example, to find the way to some place. For example, one learner or one person comes across to a stranger who is asking for the road or who is asking for the direction. In this case, no one can plan what is going to happen with him in his real life. So he should be ready to everything, to speak in unprepared speech as well. Two forms of speaking that ought to be taught to students. First, it's teaching monologue, and then it's dialogue. We know that monologue is about speaking of one person only. In this case, teacher explains everything by himself without asking, or maybe asking, but only tag questions, or the questions that do not require any answer. He asks, he responds. In this case, it's about mostly oratory speech. Teacher explains everything, and students accept it or learn it. Next is about teaching dialogue. It is mostly about conversation between two or more interlocutors, where they interact with each other and share their opinions about the one topic. And it's always situational and emotionally colored, because while one person listens to another, he gets the idea or gets one opinion about that person and about the outlook of that person, or some knowledge about everything or what he didn't know before. And dialogue is mostly unprepared, because we cannot know what we are going to speak or what we are going to talk with people in our daily basis. All in all, teaching speaking is a very important part of learning, and the ability to communicate clearly and efficiently contributes to the success of the learner in school and success later in every phase of life. It makes students more active in the learning process, and at the same time makes their learning more meaningful and fun for them. Thank you.